Hello everyone, this is the Arch Fiend. Go Redskins!
Well, I'm sick, people. But you know what? I'm an entertainer, and I'm here to entertain you guys, and you guys want to see my videos, and even me dying is not going to stop me from making a video. Besides, I kind of like my voice better when it sounds like this. It sounds kind of like Steve-O. Yeah, dude! Anyway, that really hurt to try and do the Steve-O voice there. Tim Tebow. I just I don't even know where to begin on this story. We talked about it on my live show last night, and I told you guys how even if you don't even follow sports, this is an interesting story. And you may be noticing I'm wearing my Jesus Christ jersey here today. I'm wearing that because this is actually a big part of the whole Tim Tebow story, if you will. Tim Tebow is the starting quarterback for the Denver Broncos. He actually wasn't the starting quarterback at the beginning of the season. He took over mid-season, has played the last 8 games for the Broncos, and has won 7 of them. Now, it's all well and good, and, it's nice to see a young quarterback rally his team and the team get behind him and all this other shit. But I've been of the stance of a number of people out there. Dave the Useless made a video last week basically saying how, overhyped he is, how this guy's just going to crash and burn, and people need to stop getting their hopes so high with this guy. And then there's another group of people that have made videos, one of which was Ranting Ramsey today. I just watched his video before I made this video, where people are getting behind Tim Tebow. More specifically, the pastor of Tim Tebow's church in Denver, Colorado, how they're saying this is the hand of God coming out there, moving one of his proverbial pawns across the proverbial chessboard. And I hear all that, and I just gotta go, wow. I don't understand it. I just don't understand it for the simple fact that Tim Tebow is a mediocre talent quarterback at best. Yes, he's had a significant amount of wins in a short period of time for someone as green as him in the industry. But Jesus Christ, sorry to blasphemer there, but Jesus Christ, he's not a good quarterback. I mean, come on. The guy's completion percentage this year is 48%. He averages under 150 yards a game. There's bench quarterbacks on 80% of the teams out there that can throw up those type of numbers. And the whole thing of God getting behind this, you know what? I don't even want to go there. Believe what you want, people. I'm not here to argue semantics over religion. And it's all well and good because that is a big part of this story. Because Tim Tebow has put himself out there as a big, super hyper Christian. And not that there's anything wrong with that. You're free to believe whatever religious beliefs you want to. You can go to the beat of your own drum or the beat of everyone else's drum or the beat of just some other people's drum. Knock yourself out. But he is a very, very, very super Christian, for lack of a better term. He holds his religious beliefs very seriously, and he's not afraid to throw them out there for all of us to know. There's a number of articles about him, specifically during his college days, that show just what a super Christian he is. Look him up if you want to get a nice little bit of information to read. Anyway, I just don't understand, and the one thing about this that just really bugs me is that he gets credit for everything. Everything this team is doing is because of Tim Tebow. Now, just last Sunday, the Broncos played a game against the Chicago Bears. All right? This game was very close, very low scoring, and in the end of the game, in the closing seconds, the kicker for the Denver Broncos, Matt Prater, who most of you probably still don't even know exists on this planet, hits a 58-yard field goal. That is a field goal that is a few yards shy of the all-time record for a field goal. That's what type of kick that was. He hits it in the closing seconds of the game to force overtime, and then in overtime hits a 51-yard field goal. The odds of kicking a 58-yard field goal successful in a game are astronomical. Astronomical. more than half the time that is teed up for a kick, the kick is going to fail. That's just the way it goes in the NFL. Let alone this guy hitting 2 50-plus yard field goals in one game. And guess who got all the credit? Tim Tebow. The very next day, this was a game where the final score was 13-10. Half the points accounted for in that game, actually more than half the points if you include the extra point this kicker kicked, more than half the points in this game were from the foot of the kicker. Do you see Matt Prater's name on any of the headlines? Hell no. All you hear about is Tim Tebow and God's chosen man being pushed out across the field. That kicker got ripped the hell off. This whole team is getting ripped the hell off, aside from one man, Tim Tebow. And it just kind of make me scratch my head. Like, I walked through the mall last week, and you would see a number of number 15 Denver Bronco jerseys just on the general public. Like, people are buying into this guy. They're investing money in him. He has really done nothing to this point in time. And he's getting credit. People are investing money in him. Statistic-wise, he's horrible. He's not even in the lower 30% of yardage and everything else in the league. As far as starting quarterbacks go, he's in the bottom end. His stats are terrible. Now, is he costing his team's games? Absolutely not. He's not sitting there fumbling the ball 500 times, even though you could argue he did cost that Detroit game because he did fumble the ball 3 times and they ended up losing. I think it was like 45-10. That so far is his only loss in an NFL game thus far that he started as a quarterback. But when is credit going to be given where credit is due? And that's why I just can't understand why the media, well, then again, maybe I do understand why the media is grabbing onto this story and forcing them down our throats as much as they are. Because he's white, and he's a successful quarterback that is putting up wins on the scoreboard. And he's this big, super hyper Christian. I want to ask you guys this. If Cam Newton was doing the same thing this year down in Carolina, do you think you'd be hearing about this as much? Just keeping it real here, people. Cam Newton happens to be a black guy with a not-so-nice track record behind him. But I'll tell you what, his stats absolutely bury what Tim Tebow is putting up on the field this year. One stat that does matter that Cam Newton doesn't have, that Tim Tebow does have, is that win amount. So, I guess from that perspective, I can understand why someone like Tim Tebow is getting more headlines. But who has Tim Tebow beaten? I mean, look at the laundry list of teams. They beat the Chicago Bears, who had a backup quarterback, and Matt Forte was out on an injury. He beat the Kansas City Chiefs. You know how many completions Tim Tebow had in that game? 2. 2 pass completions in the entire game. He beat the Miami Dolphins. I think he had, 4 completions in that game? The guy hasn't even had 100 pass attempts the entire season. That is absurd. That is just astronomically absurd. Any starting quarterback in the league, I'd love for you guys to name me one starting quarterback in the league that at least in the first 5 games didn't have at least 100 pass attempts. This guy has played in 8 games. He's had 98 pass attempts. That just speaks volumes about what little confidence the coaching staff has in him to even let him throw the ball. He's a quarterback. That's the guy, if you don't know, throws the ball on the team. And yet, this guy gets credit for everything. He's getting all the headlines. Poor Matt Prater, get the hell off the side. Get the hell off the front page. We got to put Tim Tebow up there instead. Because he's this big, white, super Christian, wholesome story. God forbid we give credit to the Denver Broncos defense for keeping games close. Because that's really why they're winning these games. The Denver Broncos defense is playing tight enough that they're keeping the game reachable in the 4th quarter. If you keep a game close in the fourth quarter, all you got to do is rely on your quarterback to put together a drive or two, and you will win the game. That is what the Denver Broncos are doing. Is any credit being given to the defense? Hell no. These games Tim Tebow is winning are because the score is under 20 points. If your defense consistently provides the offense with only allowing under 20 points, then yes, the game is going to be reachable. Yet Tim Tebow is getting credit for everything. And now all these people are coming out of the woodwork going, oh, praise Jesus, it's the work of God. Folks, I actually, and this pains me to say this, but I cannot wait to see how bad the New England Patriots are going to go into Denver and carve up that team. We'll see how good Tim Tebow can do against a team that has a very good pass rush, that's a team that has an offensive juggernaut that can put up 40 points just like that. Yes, the Denver defense is good, and I don't see it being that high of a scoring game. But, oh, Tim Tebow, you're going to have to bring a bit more than a 50% completion ratio to be a team like the New England Patriots. This is going to be the first true test for him. This is a team that doesn't have any excuses. Chicago can say they lost because they didn't have their quarterback and they didn't have their premier running back. All the other teams that Tim Tebow beat this year are scrub teams, aside from the Jets. The Jets are really that one team they beat that really don't have an excuse this year. It's pretty much every other team they beat. I mean, like what? The Dolphins, the Chiefs. Where are they going? Those aren't impressive wins. So, I'm sorry I dragged this video on so long, but I just want to add on to this, and I just want to, tell everyone to calm the hell down and don't be surprised when Tim Tebow goes nowhere, because that is exactly the talent he is, a nowhere talent. He's not good. He's not good. Can he get better? Absolutely. Will he get better? I don't know. You tell me. Only time will tell as far as that goes. But seriously, with all the God shit that's being thrown into this and all this, he's a super talent and he's winning games left and right. Come on, it's a team game. It's not just the Tim Tebow Broncos, it's the Denver Broncos. Everyone on that team that puts on a jersey helps win that game. I just feel so bad for Matt Prater getting wiped off the headlines because Jesus Christ in a jersey won another game on Sunday. Please. Anyway, just something to think about here today, and have a great day, and I will try not to die anytime in the near future. Yeah, dude! Sorry, I just wanted to do that one more time. Sorry, my Skype is going off in the background. You guys are probably checking your Skype, thinking people are messaging you. Now, you ain't as popular as me, alright? They're talking to me. Those are bitches talking to me. Alright, it's a guy. But I'm not gay. Where's this video going? Why is this still on? I better go talk to him. Take care.